Hi everyone, I'm Laura. Welcome to class. In this practice, we're going to practice moving like molasses, which means we'll be going slow, a lot of luxurious, gooey movements. It's not going to be very linear or strong. It'll be more about sort of melting into the breath and just getting into our bodies. I love to move this way, especially if I've been sitting a lot or doing a lot of mental focus activities. So I hope that you enjoy. You don't really need any props, but you want to have your usual beloved props on standby. So we'll meet lying down on our fronts on the mat. So again, just let this be super comfortable. You can make a pillow with your hands for your forehead or your chin. And then just soften all the way down onto the mat and take some breaths into your abdomen here. Let yourself really arrive. And let your arrival be sweet and welcoming. Your next inhale will come up onto the forearms. This is a gentle Sphinx pose, but do have a little bit of engagement through the legs. If there's any discomfort in the low back, remember to lengthen your tail towards your heels. And then melt the bottom of your rib cage towards the earth as you draw your shoulders back and gaze forward. All of the toenails press down towards the mat. This can be a really nice place to get some movement through the neck. If you want to just remain in stillness, if that's what's serving you, then please do that. Otherwise, you might pull the head a little bit from side to side. Or look all the way to one side, seeing if you can see your toes. And then all the way to the other side. And any other movements in the head and the neck that feel good for you. From here, we'll walk the hands in a little bit closer. And then press down through your palms. Begin to lift your heart up and roll onto your right outer hip. So your right hand will stay where it is. You're on the right outer hip. And then step the left foot in front of your right thigh. You can let your left arm lay across your knee here. And then sink the bottom of your right ribs towards the earth. So it's a side body stretch. You can let your right shoulder slide up to the right ear and just let your head relax as well. You might roll a little bit forwards and backwards on that right hip. So to me, these slow flow classes are very exploratory. So anytime that you have an urge or desire to rock or roll or explore a little bit, this is a perfect type of practice to do that in. Then extend your left leg long. Place your left palm to the mat and roll back onto your abdomen. We'll come to the other side. So roll to your left outer hip. Step your right foot in front of your left thigh. Right forearm can come across the right knee. And then sink your left ribs towards the earth. Really create space between your left hip and your left armpit. Maybe you move the head again a little bit here. Maybe you roll a little bit on that left outer hip. And then as you're ready, you can extend the right leg, ground your right palm to the mat, and again, roll onto your front. From here, we'll tuck our toes, ground the palms, and begin to slide the hips back towards the heels. You're arcing the spine as you do this, so think cow pose. And then round forward, so think cat in the spine as you curl forward, shoulders back over wrists. And then inhale, tilt the sits bones up and glide hips towards heels. And keep going like this at your own pace. Again, just finding some movement here in the spine, syncing the breath with each shape. And the next time that you round forward, we'll stay forward and start to, again, explore. So notice what feels good here. You can keep going with some cat and cows. You might sway the hips from side to side, or even roll out the rib cage. Think big barrel rolls with the ribs. You could circle the hips. So many options here. So this is your time to kind of scribble with the spine. Don't judge yourself. Don't think about trying to be symmetrical. This is really just a place to explore your body on the mat. Then as you're feeling ready, untuck your toes and just tap the tops of your feet a little bit to the floor. Retuck your toes and lift your hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Soften your head here, so really let the head drop. There's never any need to hold any strain in the neck during down dog. Especially here, even though this is still quite an active pose, make sure that the neck and the jaw are relaxed. Your next inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you, three-legged dog. And then exhale, bend the knee and pull the knee forward towards your nose. Inhale, lift the leg up and back once again. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. And then this time, lightly step your foot to the top of your mat and sink your left knee down. You can use a blanket here if that feels good. Take your hands up onto your front thigh and press your thigh down and away from you as you lift the chin a little bit. And bring your palms back down to the mat. Lift your back knee and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, curl forward, knee towards nose. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee towards nose. Inhale, left leg up and back. Then exhale, knee towards nose and step your left foot to the mat. Lower your right knee down. Walk your hands up onto your front thigh. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Lift your right knee up and then this time step forward to the top of your mat and fold over your legs. Let this be casual, so don't necessarily be concerned with having your legs super straight. There might be a little bend in the knees, soft arms. Again, let your head drop fully. Then maybe invite some swing from side to side. Maybe some movement in the hips. And then heel toe your feet apart so they're wider than the hips. And the toes turn out a little bit and sink your hips down. You could always place a block or two beneath you. And this is a sweet, gentle malasana, so you don't have to worry about being super upright here. You might wiggle your arms a little bit lower, shoulders lower, inside the inner knees. Maybe the hands come to the earth. Maybe you drop the head. Again, you could shift your weight side to side or find some movement in the hips, or maybe it just feels better to be still. And then root down to your feet, lift the hips and bring the legs back to hip width apart. Find a generous bend in the knees and slowly roll all the way up to standing till you make your way to mountain pose, Tadasana. Take a moment, lift and spread your toes, find a little bend in your knees, and even out the weight through the soles of your feet. And then imagine that you're pressing the earth away from you as you begin to straighten your legs. Spread the toes as you lower them back down and lengthen up through your skull. Your next inhale, take the arms up and overhead. Catch hold of your right wrists with your left hand and take a side bend over to the left. And a little bend in both of your knees, and then step your right foot behind you. Come onto the outer blade of the right foot and press your right hips to the right, or both of your hips to the right. Inhale back to center, separate the arms. And then exhale, side bend to the right, holding onto the left wrist this time. And then step the right foot behind you, coming onto the outer blade of the foot as you press the hips to the left and bend to the right. Inhale back to center, separate the arms, and exhale, take your arms to your sides. Inhale, arms come up, maybe take a gentle arc back, and exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, moving like molasses. Exhale, step your left leg back and lower the left knee down. Inhale, prayer the hands and lift the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Take a full breath in here. And as you exhale, begin to straighten your right leg, shift your hips back, and maybe extend the arms behind you. Inhale, bend the knee, ground the foot, pick your left knee up and step back, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee and stack your right hip on top of your left. And then inhale, glide forward, step your right foot to the inside of the right thumb. Exhale, left foot meets it. Inhale, rise up, extend up through the arms. Exhale, hands to prayer, and maybe give your wrists a nice little circle here. Then inhale, arms back up to the sky. Maybe again, a nice arc back. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, step your right leg back and lower your right knee down. Prayer your hands. Inhale, extend the arms up to the sky. Exhale, clasp hands behind you. Open your elbows and lean your head back into your hands. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Inhale. As you exhale, begin to glide your hips back. Release your arms behind you and extend your left leg, folding forward just a little bit. And inhale, bend the knee. Place the sole of the foot down, ground your palms. Lift your right knee and step back, three-legged dog. Reach your left leg high. And then bend the knee. Point your left knee to the sky. And draw your left knee and your right heel in opposite directions. Inhale, curl forward. Step the left foot inside the left thumb. And exhale, step the right foot to meet it. Uttanasana. Take a bend in your knees this time. Sink the hips down low as you reach the arms up. Then exhale, swing the arms behind you as you let your chest rest on your thighs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms back. Lower your heart. Inhale, arms up. Maybe this time float onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, ground the heels, sweep the arms back. And inhale, arms up. Maybe float onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, ground the heels, sweep the arms back. Inhale, all the way up to rise this time. Extend it through the arms. Maybe clasp the hands behind you. And again, curl the head back into the hands. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, arms by your sides. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, step the left leg back. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, hands down. Lift your left knee. And then straighten your left leg, straighten your right leg, and turn your left toes out. Pull your left outer hip away and scoop your right hip beneath you. You can stay here, or you can begin to reach your left arm up to the sky. And if you want to bring a block under the right hand or lift your right hand up, feel free to take any of those variations. Maybe see what it feels like to bend into the left knee here. Maybe even pick your right toes up. Again, maybe it feels better just to be in stillness. If you'd like, you can circle your left arm over your left ear. And then we're gonna circle the left arm forward and down and quarter turn to the long edge of the mat. Pick up your right heel and turn your right toes forward. Take an inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold forward. Again, you can be in stillness here. Maybe you bend one knee and then the other. Maybe you take a twist. Whatever feels like it's serving you in this moment. And as you're ready, turn back to the top of your mat. Step the left foot forward and exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Drop the seat. Reach the arms up. Exhale, chest to thighs, reach the arms back. Inhale, arms up, float onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, ground the heels, sweep the arms back. Inhale, rise all the way up. Clasp hands behind you, maybe lean back. And then release into your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, step the right leg back. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, pick the right knee up as you ground the palms. And then lower your right heel to the mat. Right toes turn to the left, right. Straighten your left leg. Pull your left hip underneath you. And your right hip back. Stay here. Again, you could float your right arm up to the sky. If you did so on the other side, you might bend the right knee, coming up onto the heel of the left foot. Just exploring. And then sweep the right arm forward over the right ear. And then keep sweeping the arm down towards the earth. Come onto the heel of your left foot. Pivot your toes to face the opposite edge of your mat. Feet are parallel. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale, quarter turn again to the top of the mat. Ground your palms. This time we'll press back, downward facing dog. Take your knees wide, lower both knees to the floor, big toes together, and send your hips back for a child's pose. From here, lift your head up a little bit, come onto your fingertips, and then thread your right arm under your left. Place the right temple onto the mat. And stay up on your left hand, keeping the forearm raised. You could reach your left arm behind you, reaching for the right outer hip, or maybe curling your fingers around the top of the right thigh or in the hip crease. It all just depends on the length of our arms. And then release. We'll switch sides, so right arm out in front of you, come up onto the fingertips, thread the left arm underneath the right, left temple to the mat. Stay here, or again, you could take your right arm behind you towards left outer hip. And take your right arm back forward, both palms to the mat. And we'll start to glide forward over your knees, the tops of your feet, and your hips towards the floor, but keep your arms mostly straight. This is sort of like a really relaxed upward facing dog. In yin, this is sometimes called the seal pose. So you can imagine a seal propping itself up on its hands. If this causes any discomfort in your spine, you can always lower back down to Sphinx pose. And then lower all the way down with an exhale. And roll right over, come onto your back. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex the right foot. Stay here or draw that whole shape in towards you. Maybe again, rocking the hips a bit side to side. And then release, we'll switch sides. Crossing left ankle over right thigh, flex the left foot, and stay there, draw the shape in towards you. And again, maybe finding some movement here. Untangle the legs. Separate the knees, reach in between the legs and hold on to the shins or the fronts of the ankles. So not reaching for the feet today. And then let your arm bones just sink towards the earth like sticks in mud. And let the weight of your arms just naturally start to weigh your thighs towards the mat. So this is a more relaxed version of happy baby pose. So we're not super active in the legs here. And you might, again, choose to rock a little bit from side to side. And then begin to extend your legs up. Hold on to the backs of your thighs. Press your sacrum into the floor. Press your thighs into your hands. And your hands back into your thighs. You might flex the feet here. And then we'll come into either Shavasana if you would like it for your final rest, or legs up the wall. So I'm right by the wall here. So I'm just going to shimmy my butt a little bit closer to the wall and then spin around and place my legs up. If you have something to place under your hips to elevate them over the heart, that makes this an inversion. That can be really nice. Still feels really good even with the hips on the floor, I think. You could take your arms out to the sides. And then if you'd like, you can also make this into one final stretch. You could open your legs out to the sides. Don't have to worry about going super deep here. Just letting the legs open and relax. Again, arms out to the sides and then close your eyes. If you're coming to lie down on the floor, you might support the knees. Cover yourself with a blanket if it's cool. Stay here as long as you'd like, or if you're ready to transition back to the rest of your day, you might start to wiggle and stretch, gently reawakening yourself. The legs are on the wall, you can slide your feet down and hug your knees in towards your chest. And then extend your right arm alongside you on the floor and roll to your right side. Just let your head come onto the right upper arm. Ground your left palm into the floor and slowly, lazily, like molasses, come to sit up into a comfortable seat. We'll take a final collective breath together. So take a full breath in and a full breath out. I hope you enjoyed this short ooey gooey practice. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you in another class.